Recognize me with the hat on? Let's get this open. You got it. How'd you know? Just a lucky guess. All right, let's open this. Let's make this big. So what's new? What's cooking?
What's this?
That's the Magilla. You never saw 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 Magilla.
We're doing services, right?
Yeah, we'll do services first, then
6:30.
yeah. You got a yard sign? 300. Who? All right, we're doing the food. All right, so it's 200. All right, so that's that one. And we'll go to 1A, to the English. This is going to be 1, 2, 200. Okay. National Grid? I don't think so. That's very nice. I'm hearing that. 3. I hear him. He's very good. 200. Excellent. Is he doing that now?
We just did like 20 minutes ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Stop there. Okay. Go here. What? Thank you. I appreciate that. I just got a message from Beth saying she likes my costume.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you blame her? I have one of the nicest costumes on.
I don't know. I'm going at the
You see what it says on the back?
Bowman.
Number 10, batting number 10.
Okay, we on? Are we on Zoom?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh.
So be careful how you talk about people.
Okay, I'm gonna play if I can hear.
Don't say anything about anybody.
No, I won't. That's true.
Whoops.
I'm gonna show this to people that pay.
What? Yeah, that sounds good. I'll be with you hopefully shortly. Yeah, folks. Stop it. 4, 5. Oh, I see. Okay, that's the problem. So 5, 2, 1, 2, 6, 6. And 7. Oh, no, no. 10. Hey. Why? Johnny Damon. It's not Johnny Damon. It's what's his name? It's Alyssa Perlman. All right. That's 3. Oh no. What is going on? I know. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's good. It's just, huh? Yeah. Sure, you can leave it. I mean, you can take it off. You can leave it on too. It's a weeknight. It's a weeknight. It should be on. Zoom, zoom, golly, golly, golly. Zoom. You did. All right. Let me make this. See if we can see it when I put it up. All right. You ready? You sure? How's that look?
Looks good.
It's nice and big?
Nice and big.
Oh, hold on. Hang on. I want to see how the English looks. Does that look good?
Yeah.
Do you think you guys can read it from there? If
Oh, yeah.
if I turn off this, if I turn this off, get that out of the way. That's good. That'll be working. Hello. Hello, everybody. All right, so that'll work. I think we're good. I think we're good. So the plan is we'll do tomorrow. And you're going to do the skit. And I'm going to read two chapters from the day. We're doing the whole tomorrow on page. I ain't got it. And then skit. You're going to be here. Do you want to move the show or leave it?
Skit, no, yeah, we do it.
Good, because they're going to all use mics or.
Do we have like individual ones that can hold?
Yeah. Because otherwise they're not going to be heard at home.
Huh?
They have to be heard at home.
Yes.
So we
Some of them are quiet.
have one more, but two should be able. Doctor? In the surgery?
You have third?
I have a third in the back. I actually have a hotel for you.
No, I really don't need it.
And you do for the people who can't.
No, I'm not doing much talking. What I will do, I'll do into my. Most of the kids.
You're excused.
My brother would say there's no excuse for it. You are? Cool. Fun. Family you get to see often, or even better. Okay, well, honestly, I would put this all together. We had a kid visit us in now in 11th grade, and we asked him what was going on in the first grade, and he remembers being dressed up and then the labels like the first grade. That was his mother. We didn't.
Yeah, because we have the two kids in the middle who are the hosts at the time, have one, and then we're gonna have one over there. For kids.
Just make sure they're using, turn on the switches.
We'll be there.
All right, yeah, the teacher.
I mean, all the kids.
And then this also does pick up.
So we're gonna, so. we're gonna have-
Perfect. Working good for kids? Whatever, I'm just gonna sit back on.
Second one, I'll be there.
Perfect. Whatever you need,
I'm here.
Best part is the music.
Best part is the musica. I think I should this for now.
Read that.
See if it stays.
No, she said she likes pork and electric very comfortably. What day of the year? I think that's the only reason she didn't rush to shut up, but she has to dress up. I didn't win again.
No announcements to be made.
No. Don't blow this. All right, so lunch. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Maybe I shouldn't do this while I'm doing this. All right. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do this while I'm doing this. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. If not, I'll do it later. All right. March 2023. March 16th, 2023. That's it, right? No. March 16th. Yeah, that's a week from. So, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I'm gonna run into trouble. So, if I'm gonna try to print it in the office, see if it prints. It won't be in color. Let's see if it connects. It connected. So if you go in the office, it should be, hang on, I'll tell you in a minute.
It's a deal to
It should be there. So you can go take a look.
let you know.
Am I a police officer?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a police officer. Everyone
Oh no. Seventh reading, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Get it done. All right, we're gonna get people settled down. If we can grab our seats, folks. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Before we grab our seats, we got a big night tonight. Got a really big shoe. Folks, can I have your attention, please? Before we begin our service tonight, first of all, I want to, I think my brother's here. Where's my brother? Oh, there he is. Why don't you open up your mic and say hello for a second? I don't hear you.
Hello for a second.
No, we're not hearing you, Rabbi.
Well, that's not my fault.
That's not good. You're not being heard. I'll work on that in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
I don't hear you. All right, we'll have to work without that. Anyway, let's, I'll take a look at that in a minute. Folks, before we begin, I'd like to call, where's Loretta? Where's Loretta? Loretta Band has a special announcement to make. I want to go check something in the back while she makes a quick announcement. So you can come up here. For the sisterhood, so if we can have everybody's attention, shh. I'm going to go see if I can.
So for the Sisterhood calendar raffle for Purim, the drawing is $100. And today we drew the names. I drew the names of Beth Hoffman, and Beth Hoffman was the $100 winner for Purim. So I'm going to be putting up a calendar outside the office so you can see who won. But congratulations to all the winners, and thank you to everybody for participating, because it really helps Sisterhood with all our programs. So thank you so much.
Let's try Rabbi Eli one more time.
Hello, can you hear me?
There we go.
You told me to say hello for a second, so I'll say hello for a second.
Why don't you tell everybody where you're from so I can adjust your volume? Go ahead.
I'm from the same place as you, our mother. Only I was born in the Bronx and you were born in Des Moines, Iowa, but it was the same mother. She got around, didn't she?
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So we'll be talking to you in a little bit when we're reading the Megillah, but first, we want to welcome you and your congregation from New Jersey, and we want to welcome everybody to our service. Happy Purim! We're going to start our evening off with the Marav service, and we're going to do the whole service so that we don't have to come back to it at the end. Then the kids are going to be doing their spiel. You guys ready for your spiel? Woo, 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 right? They'll do their spiel, and then after the spiel, we're going to read a little Megillah so we can make noise with the groggers, and then after that, except for the New Jersey people, we're going to have some ice cream and some Hamantaschen. Sound like a good night? Sound like a good night? You think we should get started? Page 120 in the Siddur. Ashrei Yoshev Beitecha, Idlu Chasela, Ashrei Shagol Yoshev Lahati Eladavim. Malchutcha, Malchutcha, Memem Shalom, Einei Kolosh. Tfilat Adonai Devepi, V'Yevarach Avos Hashem Kadosh Le'olam, V'Evanach Nebrach Yamet Havid Olam. Hallelujah. Now, those of you who are saying Kaddish for the Mincha service, page 136, saying Kaddish or observing a Yortzeit for Mincha, 136. Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, V'Alma Divrach Hirutei, V'Yamlich Malchutei. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'bizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lomei omaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal. Shemei d'kudusha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Damiram be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Let's all rise for the call to worship. The Baruch Hu, page 137. Baruch Hu at Adonai Hamavarach. Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. El Chai B'Chayim Tamidim Lo Chaleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamari V'Arabim Avat Olam Beit Yisrael Yehem Chayenu V'Yachemenu V'Hem Nagayimam V'Layla V'Yavat Chatas Mimenu Le'olam Amin Baruch Adonai. Oh, hey, Vamo Yisrael. I know all of our students know the Shema. I expect to hear everybody singing Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. והיו לו דבו בנך, ובטח בשבילך, והים שמות תשמע את Olive can be almost the man you bring, maybe him. Al Hadama Asher Shparanai, the Botechem, Lotelam Kimishma Malaret. Let's also read together the Vayomer 139. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Lemor Daber El Bnei Yisrael V'amarta Alehem V'yasu Lahem Tzitzit Al Kanfei V'gdehem Ledorotam V'natnu Al Tzitzit Akanaf B'til Techelet V'haya lachem l'tzitzit, uritem oto, uschartem et kol mitzvot Adonai, v'yasitem otam, v'lo taturu, acharei levavchem v'acharei enechem, asher atem zonim achareihem, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמן. Boy, it's so quiet in here. It feels like Pesach at the Seder. Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't have said that. Moshe and Israel chanu shra b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot al sefer malchut karov v'nech b'kayam lifnei Moshe zelianu v'yamru Adonai yimloch le'olam v'o'eh b'nei Mark b'nei Yaakov v'golam yachazak mimenu b'rognai Goal Yisrael 140 Hashkivin Elohim L'Shem Bo Medei Maken Echem Prosol Yischat Shemecha V'Tek Nevzot V'Gem B'Adeinu V'Yosef Elenu Ayav Debe B'Cher V'Rabbi Yagom V'Yosef Satan Mifanenu Makarenu V'Zilkonu V'Echat Azrenu Kiyam B'Shomenu Matenu Ata Kiyam Melechanu B'Rachmata Shmor Tzeitzenu V'Weinu L'Chaim V'Shalom Yatav Baruch Adonai Shemana Mo Yisrael Olad Baruch Adonai L'Olam Amen B'Amen. Praises God forever and ever. Amen B'Amen. Baruch Adonai Baruch Adonai Ishem and I work with Abraham. We are called on my beloved and him, ואנה מלך על כל ארץ בהם לך לשמוע אחד, יקרא זה מלך השם. תגדול אותך. ברוך הבא יום, ברוך הבא לילה, ברוך הבא שוכבנו, ברוך הבא קומנו, כי בירכנו שעות החיים, ואמתי מתי שבי יד הנפש כל חיים וכל בשר איש. כי המלכות שלך נמד תמלוך בכבוד, כי לנו מלך על אתה ברוך אדוני, המלך בכבודו תמיד ימלוך עלינו למבוא ויעל כל מעשיו. It's time to stand up if you can. יקדל ויקדל שמי רבה, ויעמד יברח חירותי, וימלוך בחייכון וימלכון בחייך בישראל, בקרוב זמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ומעלמיה, יברך וישתבח ויברוך וירומם וינשא, ויתהדר ולבד לו שמי קדושה בריחו, לעילם מכל ברכתה בשירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה. Damiram bi'alma v'imru. Amen. The Amida is silent. This is a time for a quiet prayer, silent prayer. Page 142A or B, your choice. And when you get to page 146, please add Al Hanisim for Purim. This is because it is Purim. And then it's Purim. And then when you've completed the Amida, you may be seated. It's a silent prayer. If you don't have a Siddur, if you don't have the words in the book, or you don't want to read the Hebrew, then just say private prayers at this time. Page 142A or B. For those of you still reading, please continue. The rest of us, let's turn to 146. And let's read the Purim passage together aloud. On page 146, the rest of you keep reading. We thank you for the miraculous deliverance, for the heroism, and for the triumphs of our ancestors from ancient days until our time. In the days of Mordecai and Esther in Shushan, the capital of Persia, the wicked Haman rose up against all Jews and plotted their destruction in a single day, the 13th of Adar, 12th month of the year. Haman planned to annihilate all the Jews, young and old, and to permit the plunder of their property. You, in great mercy, thwarted his designs, frustrated his plot, and visited upon him the evil he planned to bring to others. Haman, together with his sons, were put to death on the gallows he had made for Mordecai. With that, we sing Oseh Shalom because we're praying for peace. So, Oseh Shalom Bimromav. O Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Imru Amen. Hey Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom bam bam, Yahaseh shalom bam bam. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Amen. Alyssa, don't worry about it. I'll get it. Page 149, 149. Yikadav yikadav shemei rabbah. V'yamadi brachi r'tei v'yamakmakotei v'chaychon v'mukhan v'charuk b'beit Yisrael. B'galav z'makari v'yimaru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach. Le'olam u'lom me'omaya. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'bar v'rumam v'yitnaseh v'yitadav v'lav v'lav shmei kodeshah. V'richu le'elam mikol v'kotav v'shirotatush. V'kotav v'nakmatat amiram v'yamav v'yimru. Amen. Tekabal stal don about on the Israel kadamu v'hom divishmai v'yimru. Amen. Yeheshlam rabba mitshmai v'chaim lev v'chayisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imrom avu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al Israel v'yimaru. Amen. Let's rise for Aleinu 150. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakola. Take it ula liotzer bereshit. Shelo asanu kigoyeh ha'aratzot. V'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama. Shelo sam. Parkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu koreim. ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרוב בשמיים ממעם ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אינו Emet malkeinu efesulato kakatu betorato ve'adatayam ve'hashevota levavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim mima'al v'yal ha'aretz Mitachat ein od. V'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad. The mourner's Kaddish is now on page 151. Those saying Kaddish are observing a yortzeit. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah v'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedechol beit Yisrael bagala uv'izman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach leolam ulomei omaya yit barach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudesha barichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Let's turn to page 87, the Psalm for Tuesday, page 87. Hayom yom shlishi b'shabbat shebo hayom. Kuma Elohim shavta ha'aretz ki ata timcha b'chol hagoyim. Page 100, again, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael b'agala uv'izman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach leolam ulomei omaya Yit barach, v'yishtabach, v'yipa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudesha barichu, Le'ela, min kol birchata b'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. That concludes our service, our Ma'ariv service, Mincha Ma'ariv. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, on your way out to put a half shekel in the tzedakah box on your way out the door. Alyssa, it's time for the spiel. It's time for the spiel. Rabbi Eli, just sit back and relax. Your time will come eventually.
All right. All right, that means I need all my participants, all my students to come sit towards the front if you are not here yet.
Sorry about that, folks. We're going to give you a wide screen so you can see what's going on here. Try to keep the mics on.
Who else wants one or needs one? Hello, hello. Okay. This is Jeopardy! I'd like to invite our first hosts, Camden and Jocelyn.
Good evening and welcome to our second annual TNT Forum Jeopardy show. My name is Camden. I will be one of your hosts tonight.
And my name is Justin, and I will be your other host. For tonight's show, we are asking for 3 volunteers for the audience to come up here to play Forum Jeopardy. Anyone interested?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we are looking for 3 volunteers, adult volunteers, to please come up. Thank you. Chris Hara. Oh, Barry. Excellent. We need one more. Come on, people. One more. Oh, yes. Bruno, please come up. Never. All right. I need each take a podium. Each take a podium. All right. You get right face and all right. Back to my hosts.
Okay, let me explain how this will work. There are 3 categories in our Jeopardy board for tonight. The host will choose the category and the amount of the question. Then one of our students read the answer for you. When you think of the correct answer, please raise your hand and we will call on you. Please remember to answer in the form of a question. If you get it wrong, the other contestants can make a guess. Any questions?
Okay, then let's begin. Our three categories tonight are poem, rhyme, time, the alphabet. Name that character. I will select poem, rhyme, time.
And just to explain how the categories work, for the Aleph Bet category, with every answer you're given, the question will be a letter from the Aleph Bet. For the Poem Rhyme Time category, you'll be giving a word or phrase that will rhyme with something or someone connected to the story of Purim. And for Name That Character, you'll be given the title of a song and their artist that connects to one of the characters of the story of Purim. Thank you.
I will select poem, rhyme, time for 100.
Dozen.
I didn't hear.
Dozen.
Rhymes with dozen. Raise a hand. It relates to the story. Rhymes with dozen. Raise a hand if you got it.
They only get harder, right? Oh! What is cousin?
Oh, yes! Correct. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Anyone else up here a Hebrew school teacher?
I will select the Aleph Bet category for 100.
There's my granddaughter. I got a little pressure.
Where you take your sick dog.
Can't hear you, sweetie.
Where you take your sick dog.
You take your sick dog. Vet?
Correct.
Where do you take your sick dog? You take the dog to the vet.
What is it?
Oh, what is a vet?
Good job.
Vet.
Let's try the Aleph Bet for 200.
A gambler does this.
Slow down a little louder.
A gambler does this.
A gambler does. A gambler does this.
I can't wait it.
All of
Bet.
What is
bet?
Correct.
that one I know.
Pretty soon mobile, by the way, just in time for the NCAA.
I will move to the Name That Character category for 100.
Hero.
What's the answer?
That's what you're supposed to say.
Hero by Mariah Carey.
Hero by Mariah Carey.
Oh. Who is Esther?
Incorrect.
Who's the hero of our story? Hero.
Esther.
No.
Oh.
He just said it.
Who's Mordecai?
Who is Mordechai?
Correct.
Thank you.
Hey, it's yours. It's okay. I'll get all the really expensive ones. It's fine.
Bad by Michael Jackson.
Beep, beep. Who is Haman? Ma'am.
That is correct.
Yep.
Goes down.
Yes.
Go ahead, Levi, take this side. Take one.
Now it is time for our first commercial break.
I need Molly, Josiah, and Tucker. Josiah and Tucker. Please come over here. This is our first commercial break.
Why did the belt get arrested? Why did the belt get arrested?
Why did the belt get arrested?
For holding up the pants.
Hi-yo!
What do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire?
Snowman and a vampire.
What do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire? Frostbite.
Ah.
What did the triangle say to the circle? What did the triangle say to the circle?
You are pointless.
Triangle to the hill.
What did the triangle say to the circle? You have no point.
Great, and we are now back from our first commercial break. I'd like to invite our next two hosts, Tyler and Jack.
Welcome back. Let's get back to the game. I will select the olive bag category for 300.
Let's try and name that character for 300. What do you do at the checkout?
Do you do it?
What do you do at the checkout?
Oh. Beep, beep, beep. What is pay?
Hey, yes. Ready?
I just want to build up my lead first.
You're up. Oh. Let's try name that category for 300.
Name that character.
Oh my god. Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Who is Vashti? Who is Vashti? But he said it. I did not say it whatsoever. It did not come from me.
All right, Dana, go get the points.
Thank you.
think they believe we have this whole plan.
I would like Purim rhyme time for 200.
Keen jester.
King Jester? Keen Jester. Ah!
Sin?
Who is Queen Esther?
A queen.
Oh, Queen.
Let's stick with that category and do rhyme time for 500.
That'll make this one easy.
It's 500 though. I might not even know this one.
A clock.
A clock. And what's the category?
Rhyme time.
Rhyme. A clock. A clock.
There are potentially two answers for this, actually.
A clock. Something with the Purim story.
Clot.
Clot.
C-L-O-T.
What rhymes with clots that has to do
CL.
Lots. Oh. What is lots? The meaning of Purim.
Yes, yes.
Pictures.
Okay, I will move back to the name that character category for 400.
Caught up in here.
A lot of pressure on you.
A lot of pressure. Oh wait, no, it's your grandkid again.
Yeah.
Evil Woman by ELO.
Evil Woman by,
Evil woman. Medieval woman.
it's not the Beatles, I wouldn't know.
Medieval, all right. Is it medieval woman?
That was evil.
Evil woman.
Evil woman by ELO. Think about it. Think about it.
Evil woman.
It's really character.
Well, there's like, yeah, we said one already. It's evil?
If you look it up,
You know what?
if you look at the real story, she was not a good word person. See, the rabbi agrees with me.
Evil woman in the Purim story. There's two women.
You got a 50-50 chance here.
Vashti, who is Vashti?
Yay, yes! You do not appreciate the humor in this. You are not.
Is it irony? Were you going for irony then? Well, give him his points. He got it right.
Yeah, give him the point.
Give him the points. It's a kid's story. All right.
Oh, say it's time for next break.
Now it's time for our second commercial break.
All right, John and Levi, go ahead.
Oh,
The break.
They were actually giving us a script.
I know.
Oh, let's get the kids up.
Thank you. All right, guys, you can come down.
Why do bees have sticky hair? Why do bees have sticky hair?
Why do bees have sticky hair?
Because, say it, I heard it. They use a honeycomb. That's good, that's a good one.
Give it to Sue.
There we go. Oh, this is my.
Oh.
Where do you take a sick boat? Where do you take a sick boat?
To the doctor. She didn't tell her joke at home. I didn't know this one.
Why are teddy bears never hungry?
Why are teddy bears never hungry? Good answer.
Because they're always stuffed.
They're always what?
Always stuffed.
All right, now it's time for our next two hosts.
Lily, Natalie, and Alex.
The questions are going to be
Hello?
harder.
Can they hear me? Okay.
Welcome back
Josiah.
again. Let's get back to the game. I will select the alphabet category for 500.
Oh, hold on, they're not. Josiah. Lily, Natalie, and Alex. Lily, Natalie, and Alex.
Testing.
All right, what is it? I'll look at 500. Here we go.
Category again.
The category is alphabet for 500.
The lower part of your leg. The lower part of your leg.
Cough. What is cough?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
wrong, Barry.
What is a shin?
I mean, I would have said.
Okay.
Calf, cough.
Let's finish the alphabet category for 400.
Take Robitussin for this.
Take.
Take Robitussin for this.
What?
Oh, cough. What is cough? Thank you.
All right, now it's time to stop playing around.
Only 3 answers left. I'll take the Purim rhyme time for 300.
Party.
Again? Tardy.
Oh, beep, beep, beep. What is a party?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What is a party which King Ahasuerus threw for all of his subjects?
Let's finish the category and do rhyme time for 400.
Fogger. Fogger.
Fogger. Beep, beep. What is a grogger?
Yes.
Big guy.
Let's complete the board. Name that character category for 500.
500. Cool. Whew. Here we go. A lot of pressure.
King of Wishful Thinking by Go West.
King of wishful thinking. King.
Excuse me?
Ahasuerus?
Yes.
Oh,
Who is Ahasuerus? Yeah, there we go.
thank you.
Who is Ahasuerus? But he got
I
it.
have a bloody nose.
Are we out of our points?
Are we done? One more.
Final Jeopardy?
Okay, thank you, players. We'll tally up the scores, and while we do, we will go to our last commercial break.
Okay. I'm done too.
What do we got? 4, 7, 12, 14, 17, 19, 2000.
Thank you, guys.
1800.
1800.
7.
700. There you go. That's all right.
No, we have more jokes.
Oh, we have more jokes? Oh, yeah, we're not done. We're not done being embarrassed, guys. Come on, get with the program.
What kind of room has no doors or windows? What kind of room has no doors or windows?
Floors or windows?
A mushroom. That was a good one.
A mushroom.
Grizzly.
That happens.
Yeah.
What kind of bear has no teeth? A gummy bear. What has a head and a tail but no body?
Coin.
A coin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our show. Let's give our contestants a round of applause. Thank you for letting us embarrass you. Let's give your children a round of applause. They have been practicing. And that is the end.
Let's hear it for them. They did a great job, didn't they? Huh? Awesome. Woohoo! All right. Time for us to, while they're handing out the groggers, and for those of you at home, if you don't have a grogger, you're going to have to make some noise when we say that name. You know that name, Heyman? Yeah, let's sing a little song while they're handing out the grogger. Sing with me. Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name, sir. He lied and lied about the Jews, though they were not to blame, sir. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee, and nosh some hamintashen. And Esther was the lovely queen of King Achashverosh. When Haman said he'd kill us all, oh my, how he did scare us. Everybody, oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee, and nosh some hamintashen. But Mordechai, her cousin bold, said, what a dreadful chutzpah. If guns were but invented yet, Haman I would shoot, sir. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee, and nosh some hamintashen. When Esther speaking to the king of Haman's plot made mention, ha ha, said he, oh no, I won't, I spoil his bad intention. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee. Oh, today we'll marry, marry thee, and nosh some hamintashen. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol, Yulayudim, Masecho Ra'ashanim, Zmiro Verikudim. Havanarisha, 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 Barashanim, Chag Purim, Ze'el Ze Shlochim Anot, Mahamadim, Atakim, Tavon Megadnot. Havanarisha, 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 Barashanim. All right, let's stop all the groggers. Hello, let's stop all the groggers. 1, 2, 3, stop. All right, it's time for us to begin the reading of Megillah Gorilla. The Megillah. These kids don't know Megillah Gorilla, do they? We do, right? Megillah, gorilla, remember? Rabbi Eli is with us again, as I said, from Jersey. Rabbi Eli has a few words of introduction. We're going to be reading a few different chapters of the Megillah tonight. I'll start with chapter 1, which doesn't mention Haman at all, but it just kind of get us started. Rabbi Eli, you have anything you want to say?
Yeah,
Let's
first of
listen
all,
to the gentleman from New Jersey.
I'm not a gentleman. And first of all, and second of all, the last time we were all together with my congregation and yours, the last thing we all heard was this.
Well, he doesn't realize it, but we can't hear it.
That's good. That was a wonderful blowing.
You really blew it, buddy.
So let me just give a little bit of a background to the book of Esther. So Esther is the heroine, we all know that, of the Purim story, in which the Jewish people who live in the Persian Empire are saved from Haman's evil scheme to wipe us all out. It wasn't the first time, and it wasn't the last. But the dramatic saga was written down so that the Jewish people could read about the amazing turn of events, and we read about it every year on this holiday of Purim, which is the anniversary of the Jews' victory over the enemies. So the Megillat Esther, by the way, Megillah means scroll in Hebrew, and is one of 5 Megillot in the Tanakh. The Tanakh is the Jewish Bible. These 5 scrolls are the Song of Songs, or Shir HaShirim, which we read on the Shabbat of Pesach, the Book of Ruth, which we read on Shavuot, Lamentations, or Eicha, which we read on Tisha B'Av, and Ecclesiastes, or Kohelet, which we read on the Shabbat of Sukkot. The book of Esther, or the Megillat Esther, is always read on Purim, the night, which is tonight, and then at the morning of, so that would be tomorrow morning. Esther is only one that most congregations read from a Megillah, a handwritten parchment, and you can see my brother holding one now. It's actually written by hand on parchment by a sofer, a person who writes a Torah. And what's interesting is, if you go to other synagogues, many of them will read from that. And you notice how it's folded? Very interesting. It's folded into squares most of the time, but usually nobody can do it right, so they just leave it scrolled and they read it that way.
We're not square anymore.
No, it's just too hard to do it. It takes too long, and it always rolls up anyway while you're working on it. The thing is, it's not required to read from a Megillah that's handwritten. It's a custom that many congregations follow. Many congregations don't have one, and they read it from a book. From a book. And also, none of the other Megillot are read from a Megillah, from a scroll. Very few people will read it from a scroll. Only this one. I have no idea why that custom got started. But it's written in Hebrew. But since it contains a lot of local vernacular, Persian words, many congregations will read the whole thing in their local language. They won't even read it in Hebrew. They'll read it in English, which is okay because that's how it's done. It's just a custom that we're doing it with a scroll. But since it was written by Jews who had been exiled in Persia and dealt with the Persian court proceedings, it's only natural that it borrows words from Persia. One of the words, by the way, is Esther. Many of you think Esther is a Hebrew word. It's a Persian word. Esther's real name was not Esther. We're going to get to that in a little while. But now let me just tell you about chapter 1 very quickly.
Then we'll
King
start.
Ahasuerus of Persia holds 2 giant parties, and he has his wife Vashti beheaded because she refused to dance before the king.
What a shame. What a shame.
This is a woman who actually really lost her head.
Never mind. Are we ready? Now, when we say that name, Haman, When Mora Alyssa does that, it means to stop, because you're supposed to hear every word. We're going to do some in Hebrew and some in English. The stuff on English will be up on your screens. And when it's there, I want you to join with me, because I can't read English. So when I say Haman, you'll make lots of noise until the sign goes up. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvah b'tzivanu, nikra Megillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nitzim laboteinu bayamim hahem ubizman hazeh. Everybody knows this one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ויהי בימי אחשוורוש ואחשוורוש המלך מהודו ויעקושב ועד 20 ימי המדינה בימים ההם כשבט המלך אחשוורוש על כיסא מלכותו אשר בשושן הבירה בשנה 3 למלכו עשה משתה לכל שריו ויעבדו חיל פרס ומדי הפרט מהעמים לשרי מדינת לפניו ויראתו את השקר במלכותו ויקר תפארת גדולתו ימים רבים 80 ומאה יום ובמלאות הימים האלה עשה המלך לעולם הנמצאים בשושן הבירה למגדול וקטן משתה שבימים בחצר גנת ביתן המלך כור כרפס ותכלת אחוז בחבלי בוז ויגמן על גילי כסף ימדי 6 מיטות זהב הכסף על רצפת בת ל6 בדר וסוחרת וישקול בכלי זהב בכלים מכלי שונים במלכות רב כיד המלך ושתי כדת אינו נס תיכן ייסד המלך על כל רב והיטול אשתו רצון איש Vashti. I think I stop here, and I do. And you're going to help me now. Let's read the English on this one. Also Vashti, ready? Also Vashti the queen made a feast for the women in the royal house which belonged to King Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Muhammad, Vetsa, Chorovna, Bigta, and Gadata, Zatar, and Karkas. It's much easier in Hebrew. The 7 chamberlains who ministered in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, L'chaim, to show the peoples and the princes her beauty, for she was beautiful to look on. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by the chamberlains. Therefore was the king very angry, and his anger burned in him. Then the king said to the wise men who knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all who knew law and judgment. And the next to him were Tarshina, Shitar, Admata, Tershisha, Mersina, and Memuchan, the 7 princes of Parsa, and Madia, who saw the king's face and sat first in the kingdom. What shall we do, the queen Vashti, according to the law? Because she has not done the bidding of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. Memuchan answered, before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen had not done wrong to the king only, but also to the princes and to the peoples who are in the provinces of King Ahasuerus. And that, I believe, is this first chapter. No, it isn't. So we continue. For this deed of the queen will go abroad to all of the women, to make their husbands contemptible in their eyes. When they shall say, the king Achashverosh commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she didn't come. This day will say the princes of Paras and Madai, who have heard the deed of the queen, like to all the king's princes. So will there arise much contempt and wrath. If the king pleases the king, let there go forth a royal commandment from him. And let it be written among all the laws of Paras and Madai, that it not be altered, that Vashti come no more before King Achashverosh, and let the king give her royal estate to another who is better than she. When the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout his kingdom, for it is great, all the wives will give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. The matter pleased the king and the princess, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. And he sent letters to all the king's provinces, to every province according to the writing of it, and to every people after its language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and should speak according to the language of his people. That's what the Rabbi Eli was just saying, that we have to speak the language of the people. We're going to actually stop here, and I want to remind you that we did not say Haman.
Actually, you said his name twice, but you didn't know it.
But I didn't say Haman one time in the first paragraph.
No.
Chapter.
But you said Memucan twice, and that is Haman.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Rabbi?
The name Memucan, which you said twice, is Haman.
Yeah, well, you said it again.
Not me. I said Memucan.
All right, let's find out what chapter 2 is, and then I have a funny feeling we're going to be getting busy in the next chapter 3. Rabbi?
I'll tell you about 2, and I'll do 2 and 3, so because we're not doing 2, we're not going to read that one, correct? So a search for a new queen results in a person named Esther being found, and she's brought to the palace, but she never shares her Jewish identity. And the important thing is she's brought to the palace by a man named Mordechai. Mordechai is listed as the cousin of Esther. The problem with that is he is also Esther's parent, because when her parents died, he took her in and adopted her. So he's not only her cousin, he's her father. But it gets even worse. A lot of the midrashim that the rabbis wrote also say he married her. So he is not only her cousin and her father and her husband, he comes from Persia, not Kentucky. So it's a very interesting problem we have here.
So that's go ahead. That's chapter 2 in a nutshell, right?
Chapter 2 is a nutshell. Chapter 3, the evil advisor Memucan's other name, which you will hear, and you could spin the grogger at that time, convinces the king to have all the Jews in his empire executed on one day, and that day is Adar 13.
All right, get ready, everybody. Here it comes. Are you ready? Achar dvarim ha'el gidol HaMelech Achashverosh and Haman Ben Amidina Hagahi Meinaseyu Vayashem Ekiso Me'akol Hasarim Asher Eito B'chol Avdei HaMelech Asher B'shar HaMelech Horim Mishtahachavim Lehaman.
I can't keep up.
Yichei lo Amelech Mordechai lo Yichara V'lo Yishtachaveh Vayamru Avdei Amelech Asher B'shar Amelech LeMordechai Maduba ata obed et mitzvah HaMelech v'hi Amaram elav yom v'yom v'lo shama alehem v'gul Haman.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1
Yay!
לראות יעמדו דברי מרדכי כי יגיד להם אשר הוא יהודי וירא המן. תהיה מרדכי קורא ומשתחווה לו כמלא המן. בעיניו ויבז בעיניו לשלוח יד במרדכי לבדו כי הגיד לו את מרדכי ויבקש המן. לכל היהודים אשר בכל מלכות אחשוורוש Mordechai. All right, let's read with me, please. Let's read with me from verse 8. Haman said to King Ahasuerus, he said, go to the next page. There is a certain people scattered and dispersing among the peoples in all the provinces of your kingdom, and in their laws are diverse from those of every people. Neither keep they the king's laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to leave them be. If it pleases the king, let it be written that they be destroyed in 10,000 talents of silver. I will pay into the hands of those who have the charge of the king's business to bring it into the king's treasuries. The king took his ring from his hand and gave it to Haman. The son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Yehudim's enemy. The king said to Haman, the silver is given to you, the people also to do with them as it seems good to you. There were the king's scribes called in the first month on the 13th day of it, and there were written according to all that Haman commanded to the king's satraps. And so the governors who were over every province, and to the princes of every people, to every province according to the writings of it, and to every people after its language, in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written, and it was sealed with the king's ring. Letters were sent by couriers to all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause perish all the Yehudim, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even on the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and to take their spoils for plunder. And, come on, a copy of the writing that decrees should be given out in every province was published to all the peoples that they should be ready against that day. Couriers went forth in haste by the king's commandment, and a decree was given out in Shushan the palace. The king and Haman they sat down to have a l'chaim tovim u'l'shalom together in the palace. And now we move on to another description of chapter, what was that, 3?
That was 3. I'll do 4 and 5 now real quick.
Oh, why don't you do 4 and we'll move on to 5, right?
I have one comment to make before you go on. One of the things we're supposed to do during the reading of the Megillah is get to the point where we do not know the difference between good and evil, between Mordechai and that other guy, Mamuchan. We're not supposed to know the difference. And it sounds like my brother is almost there. Anyway, I could tell by the way he's reading the English.
You try to read it.
I know, it's hard. Chapter 4. Mordechai prevails upon Esther to intercede before the king. And chapter 5. Esther invites the king and Mamuchan, which you'll hear his name in a minute, to a private party at which she invites both of them to a second party. So Haman decides to erect gallows on which to hang Mordechai, who bravely refuses to bow to him. One point I'd like to make is during the game show that you had earlier, you mentioned that the king threw the parties. The king threw 2 parties and Esther threw 2 parties. You could have answered either one and been right. It's all yours, Rabbi Rick.
Thank you. Vayihi bayom hashlishi v'tilbosh Esther malchut v'tamo b'chater beit hamelech hapnimit nochach beit hamelech v'hamelech yoshev akisei malchuto b'beit hamalchut nochach betach habayit vayihi pirat hamelech et Esther hamalacha omdet v'chetzer na'asei chen beinav v'yosher hamelech l'Esther et shravit hazeh v'asher b'yado v'tikrav Esther v'tiga b'rosha hashravit v'yomer la hamelech malach Esther hamalcha ומה בקרתך על קצי המלכות וינקט לך ותאמר אסתר אם המלך טוב יבוא המלך והמן היום המשתה אשר עשית לו ויאמר המלך מהרו את המן את דבר אסתר ויבוא המלך והמן אשר עשה Esther. Please join me in the English from the king. The king said to Esther at the banquet of wine, what is your petition? And it shall be granted you. And what is your request? Even to the half of the kingdom shall be performed. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, enter, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it pleases the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet, and I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king has said. Then went Haman forth that day joyful and glad of heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he didn't stand up nor move for him, he was filled with wrath against Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman he refrained himself, and he went home. And he sent and fetched his friends and Zeresh his wife. Haman recounted to them the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things in which the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king. Haman said, moreover, even Esther the queen did no man come in with the king to the banquet that she had prepared but myself. And tomorrow also I'm invited by her together with the king. Yet all this avails me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Yehudi sitting at the king's gate. Then said Zeresh his wife and all of his friends to him, let a gallows be made 50 cubits high, and in the morning speak you to the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then go you in merrily with the king to the banquet. So ends that chapter. As we move along, you want to talk about 6 for a second? Or
I'll do 6 and 7. 6 and 7. So 6, the king is unable to sleep, and they don't have sleeping pills yet. So the night, he's up all night, and it reminds that he never rewarded Mordecai. This reminds him of that as he's staying awake. He never rewarded Mordecai for saving his life. So he asks Haman to parade Mordecai around the town, dressed in royal clothing, riding on the king's horse. This is a twist. And then chapter 7, at the second party, Esther tells the king that Haman wishes to exterminate her people, and you didn't make the grogger goats, and enrages the king that Haman will be strung up on the gallows that he prepared for Mordecai.
ויבוא המלך והמן לשדוד עם אסתר מלכה. ויאמר המלך לאסתר גם ביום השני במשתה הימה שאלתך אסתר מלכה ותינתן לך ומה בקשתך עד חצי המלכות ותעש ותען אסתר מלכה ותאמר אם מצאתי חן בעיניך המלך ואם על המלך טוב תנתן לי נפשי בשאלתי וימי בבקשתי כי נמכרנו אני וימי להשמיד להרוג ולאבד ואילו לדברים לשפוט נמכרנו ההרשי כי אין הצער שווה בני המלך ויאמר המלך אחשוורוש ויאמר לאסתר המלכה מי הוא זה ויזהו We are going to move on now, and we are picking up from Esther said. Ready? And Esther said, an adversary and an enemy, even this wicked Haman, then Haman was terrified before the king and the queen. The king arose in his wrath from the banquet of wine and went to the place of the palace garden. And Haman he stood to make request for his life from Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, and Haman he was fallen on the couch whereon Esther was. Then said the king, will he even force the queen before me in the house? And as the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. Then they put one of the chamberlains who were before the king. Behold, also the gallows which Haman has made for Mordecai, who spoke good for the king, stands in the house of Haman, 50 cubits high. The king said, hang him thereon. So they hanged Haman. That they had prepared on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified. And that is the end of that chapter, I believe.
I think so.
Okay. We're
Okay.
going to go to 10. You want to, we're not going to, you want to talk?
I'll tell them about 8 and 9.
You what?
I'll tell them about 8 and 9.
All right, quickly. They're running out of patience. Go ahead.
So am I. Orders are issued in the king's name, authorizing the Jews to defend themselves and kill those who wish to kill them. Then chapter 9, the Jews defend themselves on Adar the 13th and the rest on Adar 14th. And in the capital of Shushan, an extra day is needed. And the rest is delayed to Adar 15. So Esther has the events recorded and the scrolls are sent to Jews all over. Chapter 10, it talks about how during chapter 9, it talks about how the 10 sons of Haman were killed and hanged on the gallows. Normally, when we read chapter 10, they list all the names of the people who were the descendants of Haman, and we blow the groggers, we make the noise throughout that entire list. And you'll see it in a little while. And then chapter 10, everything's done. The records of Persia and the media. Mordecai is a wildly popular viceroy because Mordecai replaces Haman. And they're so happy in the country and everybody's so thrilled They raise taxes on everyone, and everyone is happy.
Everybody's happy because they raise the taxes. It's amazing, right? Should only happen here. Let's read the Hebrew, and then we're going to read the English together, and let's see if there's one more mention of Haman. Okay, here we go. Vayasem HaMelech Achashverosh Mas Al Haaretz Vayeh Hayam V'chol Maseh Tikvo V'roto Parashat Fashad Gedulat Mordechai Asher Gedolah HaMelech Aloham Ketuvim Al Sefer Devarei Hayamim Lemelchei Medei Paras Ki Mordechai Yehudi Mishnah למלך אחשוורוש וגדול ליהודים ביער ורצי לרוב אחאב דורש טוב לעמו דובר שלום לכל זרעו. Let's read it in English if it comes up. There it is. Read it with me. Then King Achashverosh
Played a tribute.
Tribute land and the isles of the sea, and all the acts of his power and of his midnight, and the account of the greatness of Mordechai, whereunto the king advanced him. Aren't they written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Madai and Paras? For Mordechai the Yehudi was second to King Achashverosh and great among the Yehudim, and accepted of the multitude of his brothers, seeking good for his people and speaking peace to all his seed. Did they say Haman?
No, but you did.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu b'olam harav everythenu v'yahadeinu et yidenu v'hanokeim et nikmatenu v'hamshalem gemo l'chol ovei nafsheinu v'hanishra lanu mitzreinu. Baruch Adonai Hanifra le'amo Yisrael mikol tzarareihem ha'el haMoshiach. And that is the reading of the Megillah tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Woo-hoo! So I want to tell you, I was so proud of all of you tonight, especially all of you who are in costume right now. Please stand. All of you in costume, please stand. I want you to know that in years past, we have given certificates for the people that have been in costume to get ice cream. We've done that in the past. But this year we decided that everybody gets ice cream and no certificates, because certificates you can't eat on the way out. So to the back you go and say Haman on the way. Chag Sameach, everybody. Chag Sameach to everybody on Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, and my brother Arav, whatever your name is. Thank you very much.
Chag Sameach to y'all.
Chag Sameach, y'all. Chag Sameach, everybody on Zoom and Facebook, YouTube. And for those of you that have groggers, please turn them in, please. They have to be recycled. Those of you who have groggers, please return them. Return them to the people over in the corner. Chag Sameach, everybody. Good night.